About 300 meters off Kibuye Round along Entebbe Road lies a sprawling piece of land which was bought by the pension body management. This small piece of land costs 400 million shillings. It could be approximately 70 by 50 feet. Questions remain abound whether there was value for money in the acquisition of this piece of land.
If you are going to Entebbe, look on the left, there is a plot there with NSSF property. That plot, you only see the front. Behind, there is nothing. Yes. My assessment would be that we overpaid.
Another piece of land was bought in Imbarara at a cost of 230 million shillings.
It is in the swamp.
The former top honcho says land purchase in Hoima at a cost of 200 million shillings was a phantom purchase.
We received a letter from the LC chairman saying that we had bought air. They bought land in Kabale, a plot. It was passing, all the sewage in the town was passing there, so you can't even use it. The one in Gulu, they went to somebody's compound and they say to sell the compound.
A total of 1.7 billion shillings was spent on land whose actual value is being contested.
The plots were not bought for good value.
However, the decision to sell this land has also courted suspicion. For instance, there was fear that the piece of land at Namirembe was sold for peanuts.
We're holding these plots as assets on our books of accounts at the cost price. For instance, Namirembe at 650 million.
NSSF's policy is to invest at least 5% of the 4.7 trillion shillings in its coffers into real estate, but Byarugaba believes the pension body should engage a paradigm shift. For instance, the much-voted pension towers along Rumumba Avenue, which has stalled, should be completed.
Assets in real estate have not been earning anything.
Including your house,
pension towers, including Lubowa, including Temangalo, including Simbe, which we have or we don't have, I'm not too sure. It did not make sense for the fund to have a huge exposure in land.
It stalled again when the former management was removed, the management of Mr. Jamwa and co. It stalled again when the design for the pension towers was changed. It stalled because a new agreement had to be signed with the architect to agree his new fees for a revised design.
A 2010 KPMG forensic audit report into NSSF indicated that much as the pension tower land was valued at 8 billion shillings by 2008, its value shot up to 30 billion shillings in a span of 2 years. NSSF also controversially bought land in Temangalo, Wakiso district, from the Prime Minister Mama Mbabazi and Amos Nzai, a businessman, at a cost of 11 billion shillings. The purchase caused a political firestorm as those baying for Mbabazi's blood asked him to resign. However, the KPMG forensic audit report puts the value of this land at 16 billion shillings as of 2010. 4 years later, the Temangalo value could be much higher. NSSF also owns land in Lubowa, and as of 2010, it was valued at 186 billion shillings.
If NSSF built all the properties that they've got, they'd run out of money. They'd be like the Kenyan pension fund.
Much as Byarugaba believes investments into real estate was risky for workers' savings, it is still debatable whether buying stock, for instance, in farms like Umeme, would bring in better returns.
I know that the highest amount of risk is in equities. If you invest in a high-risk environment, you get a high return. The only problem is that there is a risk you will not get back your money. So as a fund manager, you need to balance your portfolio so that you have the necessary risk to generate the necessary return.
As the House Committee sanctioned to probe allegations of graft and influence peddling continues, it's likely that more rot will be unearthed. Jingo Francis, NTV Weekend Edition.